what's up? Welcome to, if you're new, or back to my channel if you have been here before. Today is currently December 31st. I had to check my watch. I didn't know what day it was. Today I'm going to be taking you through a 2020 reset, get your life together thing for the new year, for the new decade. We're doing a new decade. I'm trying to think where I was. I was 13 in 2010. What was I doing? In 2010, I was 13, and I wanted to be a makeup artist. I wanted to actually go to school in New York City and pursue makeup artistry, which is, now I'm gonna be a doctor, so I don't know where that shifted. And then 10 years from now, I'll be 33. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll focus on the immediate, and then we can look big picture if we want to. So I've come up with a list of a few things that I think would be helpful for you guys to do, just setting yourself up for the new year. That being said, I know there's a lot of people who just absolutely hate the new year because people are oh, I'm gonna finally go to the gym now, and I'm finally gonna get my finances in order, and new year, new me, all of that stuff. And some people, for whatever reason, don't like that. I don't know why. And there's a lot of people that, crap on those people, for lack of a better term, that, actively try to better themselves every year. But yeah, leave those people alone, okay? They're trying their best. They're actively, bettering themselves. So leave them alone. But if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you are one of those people who, want to do something for yourself, want to better your life. And hey, thanks for watching. So with that being said, let's get into it. So I think the first thing that's really important is just setting yourself up on a schedule and make sure that you have yourself in a good routine. If you don't already have a good routine for yourself, consider planning one out. Now, this doesn't mean that if you currently wake up at 8:30 in the morning that you need to now wake up at 5 a.m. Don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. But if you would like to start waking up earlier, and say you do wake up at 8:30 in the morning, try 8, and then 7:45, and then so on, and keep going down until you reach the ideal time that you're willing to wake up at. And I will say that just waking up early in general, you have more time for your day, because you have more time in your day for the things you want to do. You can have a whole morning routine just for yourself. So maybe that is working out in the morning. Particularly this morning, the gym that I go to was closed because it's New Year's Eve, the holiday. But I didn't just not work out. I set my yoga mat down and I did some yoga right here. Maybe you want to wake up and do a meditation, do it. Or maybe you have never meditated before in your life and you just want to start with 3 minutes or 5 minutes and then slowly work your way up. Similar to what I said about waking up early, you just have to let yourself get used to it. Because I think when people have these goals they want to set for themselves, I want to be up and at 'em at 6 a.m. and I want to meditate for a half hour, and then drink my green juice, and just the epitome of what we think is a happy, healthy person. People pile on all those things, and then it's not sustainable because they've never done it in their life. So if you've never had a green juice in your life, or never stepped foot in a gym, don't do all of it at once. Try out little bits and pieces, see what works for you, see what resonates with you, and then if it works, add on to it. Keep the same thing and then add on to something else. So that's what I will say. I kind of went on a tangent, but that's what I'll say about routines, both morning, night, and just what you're doing during the day. Because when you have a set plan, you don't have just this big amount of free time in your day that you can just do whatever you want. Because I know that usually result in taking a nap, or just scrolling through social media mindlessly, or binging Netflix or something like that. So if you have a set plan, don't obviously be obsessive over it to the point where you're if I don't wake up at 7:30 in the morning, then my whole day's ruined. But I would at least try to make sure you have a set schedule, or an idea of a schedule in your head that you'd like to implement for the new year. The second thing that I will suggest to you guys is make sure you just do a big clean out. And that isn't just physically your room or your house or your apartment or whatever you want to clean. While you should do that too, I think it's important to clean out like kind of almost all of the aspects of your life. So yes, like clean your, kitchen and your room and this, that, and the other, but also like clean your body, which sounds like odd, but when you take a good shower, you just like do everything. You like shower, you shampoo, you conditioner, rinse, repeat, whatever, and you shave, you exfoliate, like the whole thing. Do one of those because it feels good. You know what I'm talking about. Or like go get your nails done or your hair done or something. Maybe not in the same day because that might be a lot of money if you're like going somewhere to get your hair done and going to get a manicure, or do it. Hey, I don't care. But like today I did my hair. I lightened it. My sister lightened it, and then I toned it today. It's not exactly how I want it, but it makes me feel good. So, and then I got my nails done a few weeks ago, just to like make yourself feel good. Because once you feel good, you can present that version of yourself like to other people around you, and go into the new year like feeling your best self. Another area you kind of want to clean out, or I would suggest that you clean out, is your social media. So I know this is like a kind of sticky subject because people don't want to like unfollow their best friend on Instagram. I'm not telling you that you have to. I know there's like people on social media that I just like scroll through. I've randomly followed them at some point. I'm like, why you don't bring value into my life? Like, here, I'm unfollowing someone right now. And that's not like to be shady, but it's just, how it is. They might bring value to someone else's life, and good on them. That's fine. Or something that I post, someone else might not like. And if it's, tearing them down in some way, obviously not intentionally, but if it's, something that they don't like to see, then, I hope that they unfollow me. Or sometimes actually, like, doing a social media cleanse is good. I know I used to have Twitter. I no longer have Twitter. I got rid of my Twitter for like a month or so. It's been over a year right now. Yeah, probably over a year ago. For like a month I did that. And then I ended up just like not missing it. So I just like completely deleted my Twitter. I think I still have an account, but it's not even, like the app isn't on my phone anymore. And I will log in like every once in a while, like for no apparent reason. And I'll be scrolling through, and just like in 5 minutes, I'll just like get upset or mad with something. So I'm just like, nope, I can't do it. Can't do Twitter. It says a lot about the kind of person you are, or the kind of person you want to be, just based on the content that you're consuming. And we have such a large amount of content that's just like bombarded on us. And it's strange because we know so much about so many people, and at the same time we don't know anything at all. So I just think it's really important to have that context around social media, because I don't know, it's weird. Like, we were never meant, this is like a whole other tangent, but like we were never meant to like know that many people. And it's weird. And I know I like have this platform and I'm like sharing with you all, but just take it like with a grain of salt. Like, all of this content that's being thrown at you, you have to be able to filter it for yourself. So yeah, try a social media cleanse, or go through like an unfollowing spree. I know people have like follow sprees. Do like an unfollow spree, So after that is all done, I would suggest doing like a 2019 reflection, or if you can, do like a decade reflection. I mean, again, I was 13 like in 2010, so I don't know how much my life was just like in a completely different place that maybe I could reflect on it. We'll see. That might happen later. Do like a decade reflection if you can, or if you want to, or if not, just do like a year reflection. So here's, some questions that I decided to ask myself and journal about. So 1, what were your biggest accomplishments of the year? For me, I graduated college, living post-grad. It's great. I also just finally decided to go to therapy, which was much needed for me and was awesome. And you can put whatever accomplishments that resonate with you in your life. So maybe you graduated high school this year, or you bought a house, or you got a job, or you broke up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and that was a good thing for you I don't know what else. You got a puppy. That'd be nice. Something that you feel accomplished about. Go ahead and write those down. You don't have to do a specific number, just like however many big accomplishments like come to you. And don't say you don't have any, because I know you do. Second, I want you to think about and then write down. I guess you don't have to physically write it, but like think about, well, actually no, I kind of do want you to write it down because I think like having those tangible, like either whether it's typing or like writing on a post-it note or like verbalizing it to someone, like getting it out of just your head, like makes it mean something more, I think. Anyways, I want you to think about and then like externalize the times where you were happiest. So maybe that was hanging out with your friends, or it was while you were at work. You really like your job, like you feel really happy when you're at work. Like think about those very specific times that you were the happiest, and then maybe kind of see like what's similar about them. Third, think about and then write down something that you learned, or something like more than one thing that you've learned. So maybe that's maybe you did get a new job and you learned something about, you know, a different career field or something. Maybe you moved to like a different country or something and you learned about a different culture, or maybe it's something more like internal. Maybe like you finally learned how to be more self-disciplined, or like anything. You can really put anything here, like something that you've learned and that you can take with you to the new decade, the new year. Because I think when we learn things, it's important for us to keep them with us, if that makes sense. Because I think when you're really specific about the things that you want, you have a better idea of what it is and how you're gonna get there. So for example, like say you're like, oh, I kind of want like a new car this year. I want to buy a new car. Well, like what car do you want? How much are you gonna pay for it? What color? What's the interior? How do you feel when you're driving it? When are you gonna get it? Like all of that stuff. You should be writing that down so you're super specific about it. For me, I would say I want a white Jeep Grand Cherokee with tan interior, and I'm gonna feel awesome when I'm driving it. It's gonna be in the summer, my windows are gonna be down, playing some music, like good times, sunglasses on. Realistically, I just got a new car several months ago, so I'm not getting this car yet, but that would be like a decade goal for me. Like that's something that I want to happen by 2030. So if you want to, you know, start dating, you know, put yourself out there. If you want to attract into your life a girlfriend, a boyfriend, any sort of significant other, what does that look like? Like how do they treat you? How do you feel when you're with them? So when you set those ideas in your head and you're like, oh, me and my significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, friends, whomever, we go see movies all the time, we go on hikes or something, then like when you're gonna go take yourself to the movies and you're gonna go on hikes so you can meet those people. Does that make sense? Like you're gonna put yourself in that situation to meet those people, or you know, reach that goal, for lack of a better term, that you have for yourself. And if you're having trouble thinking of specific goals that you have for yourself, personally, I think it's good to set priorities, and then from those priorities, set goals for yourself. So something I prioritize, or that I will prioritize, I guess not right now, but I'm going back to school in the fall. So something that I have to prioritize and that I want to prioritize is like my study time and getting good grades and learning and all that stuff. So once I have that priority, I can set goals for myself. So get an A in this certain class, formulate a study group of really like-minded individuals that, you know, will help me study and learn more. Once I have that larger priority of, you know, doing well in school and receiving my doctorate and being able to treat patients, I can then make those smaller goals, like those study groups, the A's on the tests, the, you know, study habits, whatever. Maybe you want to feel better in your own skin. maybe you have an issue, or you've had an issue in the past with body image or self-image or something like that, negative self-talk. Maybe you struggle with that in the past. So your priority would be to think more highly of yourself. So what are those goals that are going to get you there? Maybe it's taking care of yourself a little more. Maybe your goal is to adopt like a really healthy skincare routine for yourself, or like treat yourself to a pedicure like seasonally, something like that. Like those would be goals for yourself. Or going to the gym X amount of times a week. You know what I'm talking about. So I just think, again, I think it's really important to set priorities for yourself, because like I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's, you know, you have to work out and be healthy and like all of this stuff with the new year. Like I know those are everyone's big ones, like diet, exercise, and those are like, that's it. Like for the majority of people, those are the two big, you know, New Year's resolutions. But like maybe you're like, hey, I'm not really into working out. Like that's not a priority for me this year. Maybe next year it will be. Maybe it has been in the past. Maybe in 5 years it will be. But if it's not a priority for you right now, don't force yourself into it. Of course, I think you should exercise, because I have a bachelor's degree in exercise science. I'm a little biased, but or maybe that's a bad example for me to talk about because I'm biased. But like maybe some people's priorities is to like read more or something, be more educated. And that is not your priority. Don't make it your priority if it's not something that you truly want for your life and want for yourself, because it's not going to be sustainable and you're just going to waste your energy and time trying to do something that you don't even really want to do. So make sure your priorities are for yourself and not for other people. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I know I mentioned this before, but like leave me a comment with your 2020 goals. Like write me out the whole thing, write me a whole book. I don't care. Again, I will read them all because I want to know. And I think it'll be good for you too, because then you get to like actually write it out somewhere and like start visualizing it. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, because I have some really fun things planned for the new year. I'm excited. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year and start to 2020, and I will see you guys later. Bye.